My beautiful people, welcome again to my YouTube channel. It's your babe Princess Zile Oluwatomisin, aka Sinotai Christ Obey. I am here again. What happened is that last week I posted my story, my status, telling people to share their worst relationship experience. So basically today's video is about relationship issues, trying to know what's happening, trying to seek advice from people, and also of course the little advice I can give I will. Having posted that on my status and telling people to share their worst relationship experience, few people send an anonymous message to me, which I'm going to read out today. And of course, I won't be the only one doing justice to those experiences, to those write-ups. Of course, if you have one or two contributions regarding this, definitely you are free to drop it in the comment section below. That's all the comment section is all about. So let's stay tuned and let's get started. All right guys, so I'm going straight into today's video. And yes, before I go into today's video, I need to give honor to those who deserve it, to my returning subscribers. Oh my god, you guys are the vibe, you guys are the real MVP, and thank you for always coming back. Thank you for supporting this baby girl. And if you are new here and you haven't subscribed, why, please do subscribe. Thank you for joining today's video, and of course I bet you will not regret coming, because this is a platform where I share my experience and also share other people's experience. We learn from their mistakes, we learn from their knowledge, and of course it's going to build us. So it's basically based on relationship, marriage, education, work, and many more. And in between I'll also be sharing, giving you lifestyle vlog. I will give you some fashion, style once in a while. That's in between. Let's get into today's video. Okay, let me start with this. Someone said, "Hi Tomisin, I dated this guy a long time ago. He was my first boyfriend and I loved him like crazy. Like, when you love someone like kilo day, that love then when it's your first boyfriend, your first relationship, it will be shocking you like shuku shaker." So sorry. Okay, so I loved him like crazy. So even though the relationship was stressful, he always break up with me without no issues. Then after some weeks he would come back. She was actually used to those lifestyle, breaking up, coming back, and all that. So then also he mentioned that he compares me with other female friends. I found myself questioning a lot of things. Turn out I realized that his cousin liked me, which I honestly didn't know. We remain friend zone. So I friend zone, that she's saying she friend zone his cousin, that's her boyfriend cousin. Then to cut the long story short, so the guy was always breaking up, coming back, breaking up, coming back, breaking up, coming back. But he said this particular one, he said he had to check, she had to check her Facebook message and realized that this guy has officially broken up with her on it by sending normal breakup message now as usual. She felt very bad, had headache that lasted for almost days, and worst of all, I could not cry. I swore to myself I'm never going to take him back. I didn't trust myself to keep that promise, as love still the sharp now. So I started dating one guy that was asking me out, even used to the guy I used to make fun of. I started dating him just to get over my ex. So now, so what I think to just cut the long story short, so this lady shared her experience, her worst relationship experience, saying she was in that relationship and the guy keep breaking up unnecessarily and coming back after a while and all that. So I would say this: if you're in that kind of entanglement, if you're in that kind of relationship, I would advise you opt out. If you are still in school and you need to focus on your studies, because this kind of relationship does not lead anywhere. A relationship that break up, come back, it's not a mature relationship. Because a man that is intentional about what he wants, a man that really knows what he wants, even if you are in 100 level, he would make his intention known to you and you could take it to the next level irrespective of. After all, I've seen, while I was in school, I've seen a relationship that started 100 level and they got wedded that same level and she continued with her studies. So a man that will marry you. And if you guys are still in school and this kind of thing are happening, obviously, or you will understand that the relationship was not even going to lead anywhere, especially when it's always on and off. The only time you can trust that kind of relationship, a relationship like that, you cannot even trust this particular one. But the only time you can trust a young relationship is when the person is consistent and you realize that you could, keep up for a long time. Something positive could come out of it. After all, we've heard some stories that couples come out and tell us they've been dating from university days and blah blah blah, and they got wedded at the end of the day. So, but a guy like this obviously is not ready for anything serious. He's just trying to use you to pass away time. So I know it was an experience which I believe you would never be in that kind of situation again. I know you voice up now, you already know what's up, and you won't even get yourself into this kind of mess anymore because you're no longer the girl you used to know. You're not the girl I used to know. You're the shadow of yourself. If you know you have any other thing to contribute, please drop in the comment section. So the second experience I'll be sharing today, someone also said this. He said, so I was in a talking stage with this guy and decided to visit him in his house, for a sleepover. So I decided to visit him in his house to sleep over. Mind you, I already know we would be sealing the relationship on that visit. The next day when I was leaving, he chose to help me withdraw with my ATM. And yes, he told me he isn't that buoyant that period. He said, would you believe this guy removed some amount of money out of the money I asked him to withdraw for me? He gave me so amount and said, sorry, I removed this amount. She was like, my first date with you, I come to my first visit with you and you did this to me. You collected my ATM and you confidently removed some money from my money. Who does that? You've not even gone far. You just started this relationship for kind of loud and you have the guts, irrespective of how broke you are. I feel sometimes we just need to respect ourselves. Respect is very important. If you really want a girl to love you, if you want a girl to be there for you and to accept you the way you are, there are levels to these things. You need to respect yourself. At least the first visit, don't show yourself. Even if at all you were still going to ask her for some money, probably because you are broke at that time, but get to know her, get to know who she is, get to show her your love, let her be able to trust you. You understand? Get her attention, get her hand her trust. You understand? By so doing, it will be easy for you to come out straight. It will be easy for you to open up, to let him know what you are going through. And of course, a lady that would help, and the one that won't help you would not help you, and that's on period. So you don't have to show yourself in the first visit, except you just actually wanted to do shop and go, or you're a prostitute. Sorry to use the word prostitute. Maybe you just want to, like, oh, I invited this girl, let me shop her and still collect her money, except if that's what you want to do. But obviously that's not called for. It was too early for that. But thank God it was an experience. If you find yourself in that kind of situation, you don't need to think twice. Flee, because this person does not have anything good to offer you. He will continue collecting your money if you give him that audience, that attention. He will continue collecting your money. So be wise, give yourself a brain. Be wise. You know what you're getting, get understanding, get wisdom, so that people will not use you like a dummy. Because of time, I'll be sharing the last one. So this last one got me like, wow, what's going on? Like, people are really mean. So he said, I started talking to this girl that come to the UK on study visa. When I saw her, I was intrigued by her beauty. We started dating. Within 4 months, she asked me to marry her because of her visa. I'm British citizen. I was a bit confused because we met not long and didn't want her to think that I don't love her. So I told her to get pregnant first and we will get married after. She got pregnant and gave birth to a baby girl. We go to registry, but I canceled the registry because she is rude and doesn't respect me. She speaks to me like I'm her last born. I speak to her about it, but she didn't change. I want to end the relationship because I think she just used me to get her stay. Her application is with the Home Office. I need people's advice. This one deep. Deep. Like, you met a girl in that came for a study visa to school, and you fell in love with her beauty, and you wanted to, like, let me date this babe now. This babe isn't bad. And babe said, if you want to date me, you need to marry me. And you two were like, hey, married within 4 months I met you. How can I do it? Okay, now, if you want me to marry you, you need to get belle for me. You need to be pregnant. They both agreed. She got pregnant, she gave birth, and after giving birth, so babe started talking anyhow. Babe is rude. Her behavior start coming out. And man be like, is this the girl I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? Is this the girl that I want to marry? I got a long time to go in this marriage. Marriage is not just let me quickly jump into it, because you jump into it, you rush out, and when you rush out, it already affects your mental health, and to get out of it is going to take a long while. He's now thinking of opting out. After all, he was supposed to do the registry, but fortunately for him, he has not done it yet. So now, of course, which he still planned doing it, maybe just he wanted some time, but now that the babe is now showing herself, he said he doesn't even want to have anything to do with her again. And this babe already has a child for him that he didn't want to, he's not interested in getting married to her again. What do we advise? If you have your own contribution, if you have your own advice, please drop in the comment section below. As for me, of course, it was his fault from the beginning, intrigued by beauty, and you got yourself into that mess. But as you've gotten yourself into it, it could be difficult to just want to let her go like that, because after all, you of course have feelings for her, for you to have even agreed to marry her, or for her to have gotten pregnant for you. So I don't know, I feel you need to think well before you do it. You need to think well before you let her go. If you think, I know you said you've spoken to her about it, but there was no change, maybe you people should still talk about it again. Because in this case, I believe both families, the lady's family and your family, you've met, as in they've met each other. So I believe if you could discuss it with your family and also think about it, maybe you have a rethink. I know you want to let her go, but how about your baby? How about your baby? Anyways, it's still your decision, because at the end of the day, you will still make your decision. So I feel if you want to go, just ensure that you'll be a responsible father. Just ensure that you are taking care of her and the daughter. And if she won't be happy with it, my dear, now your cross, so maybe you just have to carry, because the fact that she already has a baby for you, where do you want her to start from? Like, how do you do you know how it is now for single mothers? They hardly get another partner, so that's why most of them remain single for a very long time, because of the so I wouldn't want you to put her in such situation. So if it's a consent that she also wants to like leave the relationship, fine. But if you are the one that just decide to leave, and because she's rude, and please, maybe you need to still talk about, you still need to sit down and talk about it, because she won't be happy you are leaving her. She has a baby already for you, and how do you want her to start her own life? You've already like disrupted her own life, of course. So, and whoever is going to marry her, it's now based on luck and grace to get someone that will sincerely love her, even with her child. So, and if you know it's both consent, ensure that you're a responsible father. Ensure you are doing what you think is right for both the mother and the daughter. Like I would say, still don't leave her if she won't be happy with it. And again, marriage is a long time decision. It's a long time thing. So I know it's not going to be easy when you start having issue, at early stage, and you're already doubting how it would be after a year or so. So what I would advise is just think about it. That's it about today's video, worst relationship experience. So people share their worst relationship experience. Of course, these are a few I can share here, because I wouldn't want to take too much of your time. I believe you enjoyed this particular video. So as regards the experiences I've shared, if you have any contribution, any advice to give, and just drop it in the comment section below. If you have also learned from this video, I'm glad and I'm happy you learned one or two things. Just ensure that whatever you have learned, put it into action. Don't just learn alone. Be the doer of what you learn, and do not make mistakes people have made in the past. That is the essence of us sharing our experiences, so you can learn from people's mistakes, so you won't make the same mistakes. Thank you all for joining my today's video. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to comment. I need you to push forward. Without you, there's no me. Please support your baby girl. Thank you so much. Bye.